Hello, Mets fan here in the Philippines. The Mets lost 2-1 against the White Sox. The White Sox won the series 1-2, just like the score. And Koresinga came in the ninth. I was hoping that yesterday's struggles were not going to come in today. I kind of don't want to say this was a struggle. It was a home run, but he did foul behind. He threw his fork. Then he threw a fastball. Then at that point, Tristan Peters already had the advantage. And behold, if you're behind the count, the batter's going to be waiting for the perfect pitch, or he already knows you're going to throw the perfect pitch. And sure enough, he hit a home run. Ewing did touch it with his gloves, but it would have been a home run. But by him touching it, being Tristan Peters, yesterday, same scenario, not same scenario, but Carson Bench touched the ball, it went over, home run, and we could say that the Ewing one was the same. But even if he wouldn't have touched it, I believe it would have been a home run. The Mets had 4 hits by the 7th, and only one runner at a maximum on the base paths. On the 7th, we had 2 runners on, and I felt that the momentum was going to shift. It was a 0-0 game at that time. And I believe his name is Fiddy, the pitcher, Fiddy. And something I did not know about Fiddy is that he was part of the deal that brought Vargas to the White Sox. He was down out of the White Sox. Vargas came from the Dodgers in a 3-player swap. 3-team swap, and he came back to the White Sox. He was pitching good. And on that point, there was 2 runners on base, and I believe it was Young that struck out. Right after Young, we put a pinch hitter, Francisco Alvarez. Francisco Alvarez, yes, he thought he was going to turn it around yesterday, but today, 2 strikeouts, 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts. He struck out also. I don't know why we took out Brett Bating. I don't know why we bring Morale in if he's just having 1 at-bat. And yes, he did strike out, but I found that those 2 options were better than a Francisco Alvarez at that point. And right after that, I believe it was Ewing, but let me double check on that. It was Simeon. Simeon struck out as well. 2 players on base, 3 strikeouts. It went from, I found that the momentum was going to the Mets to the momentum going to the White Sox at that point. The Mets, like I said, they had 4 hits at that point, 7 all total. But one thing about Nolan McLean, I know he walked quite a few hitters. He walked 4. It's a total of 4 by the Mets and all 4 by him. 1 hit. That meant that there was 5 players on base on his behalf. A total of 9 for the White Sox. Other notes that I saw, Lindor, 2 hits, Bench, 2 hits, Roberts, Young, and Ewing, a hit. Ewing did good as a pinch hitter. He's the one, even though he struck out, he did get that RBI in the 9th inning. But if he would have got a hit or something, because he tried to bunt on the 7th at the first, we probably would have won this game. Bichette, I forgot what kind of streak he had. He went 0 for 4, 1 strikeout. And the White Sox look good. The relief pitching struggled a little bit, but I still like their last 3 pitchers, as in if Brosselwon turns around, the player that they got from the Mets, Smith and Taylor, they're going to have a nice rotation back in relief if they could turn it around, of course. But that's all I got. It was a quick recap that I saw. Not a lot of notes that I took. Let me just double check on the notes that I took. I think I already covered all of them. Since I was more listening to the game while doing errands, doing errands, not errands, but doing things around the room. Let me just double check on other notes that I got. Eric Fitty, second time with the White Sox. I already covered that. Nola McLean, this 6 innings or more. This was his 17th time pitching 6 innings or more this season, while the rest of the pitching staff 26 times. He's doing most of the load on it. And it's like I mentioned, Young, Alvarez, and Simeon struck out. And if this game would have went to the 10th inning, I thought that the Mets had the better upper hand because Ewing was the last strikeout. And he would have been the player on second base. Thank you, and thank you for watching. Let's go Mets. The season is already looking more rough now that we lost 2 out of 3. It would have been good 2 out of 3 wins instead of losses. Thank you.